Hello and welcome to Soda Tasting, an online show dedicated to soda reviews and appreciation. I'm Patrick O'Keefe. This is going to be the 10th and final episode in our 10 consecutive episodes of viewer requests in honor of us reaching the 200 episode milestone here on Soda Tasting. And during these 10 episodes, we'll have had requests from 26 different Soda Tasting viewers. Once again, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has supported the show, who has spread the word, who's left me a kind or insightful comment. Thank you very much for your support. It means a lot to me. And on today's episode, I'm going to do a root beer float blind tasting. And there is a viewer of Soda Tasting who has been a long-term supporter and left many requests, but I've never done one. And that viewer is C. Rosenblum, or Craig. And Craig, like I said, has left a lot of great comments, been very supportive of the show, left a number of requests. I just haven't got to one yet. So I wanted to take this opportunity to do something really special for Craig because this request was quite involved, and I wanted to put it together in the right way. I mean, when you think about a root beer float blind tasting, when he left that request, I was thinking to myself, wow, that's kind of a big ask. And the reason for that is, first of all, blind tastings probably take about 3 to 4 times as much time and effort as just a typical single soda review show that I might do. So they take longer to plan, it takes longer to acquire the soda, buy the soda, it takes longer to shoot, to set up, it takes longer to edit, it takes longer to upload. So pretty much every step of the way is 3 to 4 times longer, plus it costs quite a bit more. I'm not just buying one soda, I'm buying usually 4 to 6, in this case 6, and that certainly costs more money. Then when you add the ice cream element to it, that's not only more money, of course, it's also more filling, which, you know, is more fatiguing as you're trying to review and taste things, but also it adds kind of a time-sensitive element too. I'm letting this soften here a little bit while I speak, but once you get it in the glass, you kind of want to drink it fairly fresh. That's why this isn't set up yet. That's why it's going to happen right in front of your eyes in a couple of moments, and it's going to be here and be fresh for me to taste and review and try to pick out my favorite. So, you know, I did this in a certain way because, you know, Craig is requesting it. I put 2 sodas in there specifically because it's Craig, and I wanted this to be a special episode and a good reflection of the request that he made. So let's go through the options that we have in front of us. We have A&W Root Beer from Dr. Pepper Snapple Group, Hank's Gourmet Philadelphia Recipe Root Beer from Hank's Gourmet Beverages, Henry Weinhard's Root Beer from S.A.B. Miller, IBC Root Beer from Dr. Pepper Snapple Group, Jones Root Beer from Jones Soda Company, Stewart's Root Beer from Dr. Pepper Snapple Group. So that's the mix. And, you know, there's a couple things about Craig. 2 of these sodas in particular, like I said. Number 1, Henry Weinhard's Root Beer. Craig has requested this. He said that he loves Henry Weinhard's sodas. And I haven't reviewed it yet. I've never had this before, but I knew I had to get it to include in this root beer float blind tasting because it is Craig. And I have not had this before, so this will be my first time having that soda in any form. Other soda is Hank's Gourmet Philadelphia Recipe Root Beer because I know that Craig prefers sugar-sweetened sodas over high fructose corn syrup sodas, as he's told me a few times. And I wanted to make sure we get at least one cane sugar root beer in there. Now, the ice cream soda, that is the mixing of ice cream with carbonated water, is said to have been invented by Robert M. Greene of Philadelphia in 1874. The most popular version may be the root beer float, which features root beer and vanilla ice cream. Now, the first person who put that mix together is thought to have been Frank Wisner, or Wisner, W-I-S-N-E-R, who owned a soda shop in Colorado. He named it the Black Cow Mountain after the Cow Mountain, and it was later shortened to Black Cow. Most people just call it a root beer float. Nutritional facts, briefly, I want to go over 160 calories in IBC and Stewart's, 170 in A&W and Henry Weinhard's, 180 in Hank's and Jones. All of these are caffeine-free. Sweeteners are as follows: cane sugar and Hank's, once again, a high fructose corn syrup and A&W, IBC, Henry Weinhard's and Stewart's, and inverted cane sugar and Jones. I bought all of these at Food Lion or Harris Teeter, except for Henry Weinhard's, which I bought special for this episode from Galco's Soda Pop Stop. We do have Breyer's Natural Vanilla Ice Cream. That's what I'm going to be using for the mix. Breyer's, America's favorite vanilla ice cream, quality since 1866. Nutritional facts: for half a cup, 130 calories, 7 grams of fat, 4 grams of saturated fat, 20 milligrams of cholesterol, 35 milligrams of sodium, 14 grams of total carbohydrates, 14 of which are sugars, 3 grams of protein, 4% of your daily value of vitamin A, 8% of your daily value of calcium. Ingredients are milk, cream, sugar, tarragon, and natural flavor. So, I think that's all the introductions. Now, are you ready for the root beer floats to appear magically right in front of us? 3, 2, 1. And there it is. My brother Trent was kind enough to mix these up for me here. For those curious how that was made, very simple. Scoop of vanilla ice cream, and pouring soda till the foam, was near the top, then just a little stir. So they all look very creamy. They all look about the same color, honestly, about the same color. They look about the same, consistency-wise, as far as how they appear, how the foam appears. They all look very, very similar, honestly. Yeah, I mean, different people make it different ways. Ice cream second, ice cream first, mixing this other thing in it, whatever. Different ways. It's good to have variety. There's no one better way or to make it. And I really want to get a sense of the root beers here. So, yeah, it looks really creamy. Let's go ahead and start tasting. All right. Dang. Well, I feel really full and like, because root beer floats to me, I'm not the biggest fan of root beer floats. I like one occasionally, but I find that they really fatigue me. Like, I can't have a big one. It's just too much. It makes me feel not so great. But a little taste of one, yeah, I like that. This is a little overkill for me, but for you, Craig, I will do it. Now, I spent a bunch of time going back and forth here, and even though I tried not to swallow a lot, I'm still, oof. But yeah, if you long-term viewer of the show, I swallow a little bit, spit most, to spare myself. And so, yeah, I've gone back and forth, thought, a fair amount about this, and have come up with my order. First, let me give a couple notes here. One was pretty good, pretty smooth. 2 tasted almost like a little, I don't know why, I got kind of a little, like a really light coffee or like a dark chocolate syrup type of vibe from it. Number 3, there's not much flavor and just not much there. Number 4 was kind of unpleasant, if I'm being honest, just kind of unpleasant. Number 5 was not terribly sweet, not very sweet, not as sweet as the others. And number 6 was just kind of, it was okay. Kind of overall mediocre. So let's go ahead and show you my order. So, the bottom of the list here is going to be number 4. Moving that to the bottom. Number 4 is going to move to the bottom. Number 6 is going to stay right there, 5th place. Number 3 is going to shift here. Number 3 is 4th place. Okay. 3rd place is number 2. Shift that. And then what's the winner? Number 1 or number 5? Number 5 is the runner-up. Number 1 wins. So, that's just my feeling from going at this. Giving it a try. Now, let's see what the results are. This is an envelope my brother Trent sealed. I wasn't in the room. Don't know what's what. Don't know what's in here. So I'm really interested to find out. I'll say this is a challenging blind because it really is, it is fatiguing. So, this is just how I feel this time, this go-around. I could feel a totally different way if I tried these 6 again and, did it again. But, I feel pretty good about this. Number 1 being the winner, number 5 being the runner-up. So, let's see. All right. So, let's start with the bottom to top. Last place. 6th place is Jones Root Beer. 5th place is Stewart's. 5th place is Stewart's Root Beer. Root beer I really like, but with the vanilla ice cream, I don't know. It just wasn't as good as the others. Number 4th place is IBC. Another root beer I like, but it was okay. To be fair, I mean, there just wasn't much flavor there with the vanilla ice cream for whatever reason. So let's see now. Number 3, 3rd place is A&W. Well-known root beer brand. I love that root beer. Great root beer. So let's see now. That leaves it between Hank's and Henry Weinhardt's. So who's going to win? And that's interesting because Hank's is a root beer I don't necessarily like, but I think when you combine different flavors, when you get a different kind of root beer and, maybe mixing a sweet root beer with a sweet ice cream might not be my favorite type of beverage. Maybe a more bitter root beer will maybe a better mix with vanilla ice cream and create a more balanced flavor. Maybe it adds the sweetness that the root beer was missing. I said that during my Hank's review. If it was sweeter, I'd rate it higher. So let's see here. I don't know. What is it? It's Hank's or is it Henry Weinhardt's? And you'll know that I added those 2 specifically for Craig. Hank's because it's cane sugar. Henry's because he's a big fan of that brand. So, here it is. The runner-up is Henry Weinhardt's root beer, which means the winner is Hank's Gourmet Philadelphia Recipe Root Beer. So there you go. In order, again, you've got first place, Hank's Gourmet Philadelphia Recipe Root Beer. Fifth place, Henry Weinhard's Root Beer. Third place, A&W Root Beer. Fourth place, IBC Root Beer. Fifth place, Stewart's Root Beer. And sixth place, Jones Root Beer. There's the list. There's my blind tasting. Those are my feelings. I'd like to know what's your preferred root beer for root beer floats. Let me know in the comments on YouTube or on sodatasting.com. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for watching. And as always, everything in moderation.